Check.
Let me put this down.
Episode 3, third time's a charm.
Hey, strike 3 and you're out. Okay, I guess that's a negative version of that.
Glass half full, glass half empty. There's two types of people.
You know what I mean? So what's up, man?
Not much.
How you doing?
Sunday. Everything's going well. Beautiful weather. Did a run today.
I love Sundays.
Sundays are good days. Everyone's like inside, chillaxing, and it's nice. The worst part about Sundays, Chick-fil-A's closed.
Oh my God,
That
you
sucks.
too? Me too, bro. Oh my God, it's so bad. I love my chicken minis in the morning.
Mm-hmm. You got to set up for Popeyes.
What's that?
Is Popeyes a good enough substitute for your chicken sandwiches?
First of all, you've spoken to two of my favorite chicken spots when it comes to, first of all, chicken sandwiches, Chick-fil-A. Yes. Chicken itself by itself, Popeyes, 100%, dude. What are you?
Wow.
Are you
Actually, I think chicken sandwiches are better at Popeyes.
really?
Yeah.
I've never tried their chicken sandwiches.
What?
No, I only tried straight up chicken.
Dude,
bro.
people were like stabbing each other over those things
I
a couple
heard
years ago.
That's why I want to stay away from the violence.
I think, dude, they started. That's like the new meta for fast food is chicken
What?
sandwiches.
Oh yeah.
Like, what fast food restaurant doesn't have a chicken sandwich now?
Yeah, you're right. No, they all have one. And especially when that was going on. Matter of fact, I don't know if you remember, there used to be a chicken sandwich. I think it was called the Double Down by KFC.
What?
Have you heard about this?
Is it double chicken sandwich?
Wow. Now that when I say Double Down, what do you imagine?
I just picture two chicken sandwiches on top of each other with maybe like a piece of cheese.
How about this?
It'd be too thick to bite into.
How about a chicken breast, bacon, cheese, some sort of sauce, and another chicken breast wrapped in aluminum?
Wow,
Here you
that
go,
is
sir. Have
Dang,
this.
how do you bite into that? How thick is it? Is it thick?
It's pretty thick. It's pretty thick, and it's not like bread, because bread at least you can squeeze it down. This is chicken on chicken action, bro. You squeeze it down, you're squeezing a piece of bacon out of there. I don't know if they still sell it, but when that came out the first time, first of all, I used to always, whenever fast food restaurants come out with like a new design on their food, to me it's like, yo, the new iPhone came out. I have to go get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now that the Mexican pizza came back, I'm like, oh, I have to go get it. Now that the Klondike Choco,
dude.
I've never had it, but now I want to have it.
Never had it?
I've never had it.
I wish they could have given people a little heads up so they could have it one last time or something.
I know, no, but it's back. It's coming back.
Oh, really?
It's coming back.
Oh,
people were
there's
so
a publicity
upset.
stunt, maybe.
I thought so too, but they explained why it was. They had a shortage of they weren't able to make enough Klondike bars or something like that of the good ones, so they had to cut down on something else. So they chose the Choco Taco. But now that they're back to good, they brought it back, and everybody was upset. But what were we talking about? Sorry, guys.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a couple topics to talk about, but mainly centering around real estate.
Okay.
Against them. But are you familiar with zoning?
Zoning.
So my L of the week is zoning.
Okay. Damn you, zoning. What have you done to us?
So zoning is, you know how like basically local governments will say this land is zoned for residential. This land is zoned for commercial. This
Agriculture.
is agriculture. Yeah. Right. And then, but it gets more specific. So for residential, they'll say this land is zoned for single family residential only.
Okay.
Or multifamily or whatever. Now this might seem kind of not a big deal, kind of innocuous, but it's a big deal. And like, especially California, it's why houses are so expensive.
Wow.
So so San Jose, for example, 94% of the residential land in San Jose is zoned single family.
What does that mean? First of all, single family versus multifamily. Is it multiple last names? Is it like, what does that mean? In the same house?
It just means like a house, a dwelling with like only one family lives there. So you cannot build a duplex, a quadplex, an apartment building. Illegal.
Okay.
Illegal. So if you bought like a house in San Jose, and you were like, you know what, I want to make this into a housing development, or I just want to make it into a duplex, or even if you just said, I want to add another story, I just want to make this into a 2-story house.
Right.
Can't do it. Illegal. Like against the law.
So here's So wait, you can't make a 2-story house in San Jose?
No, so they have a lot of places, not just San Jose, but around the country, a lot in California. They have height limits. So they'll say even they'll try and get around it. So like even if it's not single family zone, they'll say you can't build over this height limit or whatever. You know, you can't put this extension on your house or whatever.
Dang, man, you know what? Now that you mentioned, I never realized it. And I lived in California for a lot of my life. And now I'm like, man, you know what? That's true. Like the only 2-story house that I know is is my godmother's house. And that's in San Bernardino. I don't think they have they're not very strict over there. But, so here's a question for you. What if you have like a single family land lot? This is like a stupid question probably, but single family land lot, you say, okay, I'm gonna make a 1-story mansion, right? But you have a bunch of people living there, right? There's a bunch of rooms. It's just like a warehouse, right? But you have a bunch of rooms. Your way of getting around it, I guess what I'm trying to say is when you say multifamily, I'm thinking there's like, here's a family of 4 people, mom, dad, 2 kids. Here's a single mom, 2 kids, single dad, 1 kid. Like that's a multifamily in a house. I understand the duplex and everything, but is it really the family part important to the multifamily and single family thing? Or is it just like,
I don't know. I have a feeling that would be illegal somehow.
They just don't want people to profit off of, because that's what it is. They don't want one person in one single plot of land to profit off of 2 different families.
Exactly, yeah.
And the purpose behind that is what? To spread the wealth, or
I don't know what. It's to keep the wealth,
I guess.
Honestly, because because it's causing a lot of problems. Like in San Jose, for example, bus drivers, or a lot of blue collar workers, especially bus drivers, they are living in their cars now because there's nowhere they can live. Like there's just houses to rent and they cost $4,000 a month. So what are you going to do?
Ridiculous.
So they just live in their car. And teachers that teach in San Jose can't live there. So they're commuting super far to get there. And there have been fundraisers to raise money or to put in a project for affordable housing that teachers could live in, and they gets voted down every time because these people they have really, really expensive houses now because they're in a really desirable area, and and then they're afraid if they change the zoning or they build multifamily housing, now their property values will go down.
Bro, you put a cardboard box in San Jose, it's like $500,000.
For real.
You know what I mean? No AC, nothing.
So I looked up the attorney answer to what you were asking. There are no laws dictating such use. Single family is a real estate term, not a dictate. So long as the covenants for your neighborhood allow for fences to be used in a certain way, they can do as they please. So yes, I think technically you could have multiple families live in a single family residential zone.
Like roommates.
Yeah, like you can have roommates. I think it'd be kind of hard to stop that.
Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense because I've always thought about that. Like whenever they say, "Oh, this single family, multifamily," I'm like, okay, well, what about roommates? What about just college people or whatever?
Yeah, but it is changing. Apparently, as of January 1st this year, California passed a law banning single family residential zoning in some places. So that should help.
Yeah,
I guess. But yeah, their housing prices are just astronomical right now because they can't build anymore.
No.
Than one house it's stupid. So.
I don't like it when and you know what? I'm not that person that's all like, "Oh, government, get out of my life." No, I understand. But I would why the government gets into people's lives, but I would like to know why. If you're going to tell me, hey, you can't build a 2-story house here. I own the land. I'm the one that's paying to put the house here. Why can't I put a 2-story house here? Oh, no, because in 1792, they said that no other building can be taller than the church next to the cathedral, the constitutional building or whatever. And what does that have to do now? Well, now I want to have a 2-story house. You know what I mean? That was in 1792. Tell them to make it taller. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe that's a dumb thought.
It's a good. It's a question I'd be willing to ask too. Like why? Like why do this?
Just tell me why.
Why do this zoning thing?
Yeah, I'm willing to comply. Tell me why.
I mean, I guess in the big picture zoning makes sense because you don't want to have like a liquor store across the street from elementary school or whatever. Like that, I get that.
Well, I mean, unless you have some alcoholic kids, that might be like they need it.
Yeah.
No, dude. Today, my son, it's funny you say that. Today, we were going to go pick up an airplane and do some stuff. And my son comes out with a black shirt because he couldn't find a shirt. He's like, Papi, I can't find a shirt. And it's like, all right, Papa, just grab one of my shirts in there. And there was a black shirt and it was a doer shirt. Like I'm like, not that shirt. Change that shirt.
That's funny.
So grabs another one. It's like a Bob Marley shirt. Like I'm like, no, another shirt. Just a plain shirt, no design.
Turn it inside out.
No, but speaking of my boy, I love him. He's our special guest behind the scenes. You guys might get to see him later on. My L of the week has to do with him, and it's not him, obviously. But it has to do. W of the week is that I got to go to Crater Lake.
Hell
Remember
yeah.
I told you about that? Crater Lake
awesome.
is beautiful.
Looks really cool. The picture I saw.
Oh my God. So Crater Lake used to be a volcano, right? And now it's the only place where you can find a volcano inside a volcano. Wow. All right. Also, the tallest place the highest altitude that you can drive, it's like 7,900 feet.
Whoa.
Yeah, there's a point where you can get up there.
Were your lungs feeling weird and breathing at elevation, or
I mean,
feeling lightheaded?
You can feel it a little bit, but it's nothing crazy. You know what I mean? You just control it. You know, I guess there were some people that were struggling, like breathing hard, but it's not that bad. It's not that crazy. I think even when my girl was pregnant, I think the doctor told us that we couldn't exceed 8,000 feet. And I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was 8,000 feet that she couldn't exceed at, and she was pregnant, and that was a little bit less than that.
Wow. So, it's right there. It's close.
Oh, yeah. And 7,900 is like, let me take a couple more steps. And it's like, oh, no more baby. Oh, that would suck.
Oh, my goodness.
It's not that delicate. It's not like just by 1 foot of altitude and then
baby gone.
Oh, my God. Jesus. With these new abortion laws, jeez.
Yeah, that's written into the abortion laws now. I know, right? Mountains are banned now.
I know, you can't go there, man. Can't live by the Rockies. But anyway, yeah, so we were up there. It was beautiful, Crater Lake. All that water. There's no river. There's no other stream, no creek, nothing that goes in or out of Crater Lake.
Where did the lake come from?
Just rain? The lake is just rain. From 7,000 years ago. Just been raining and accumulating in there.
It's crazy.
And there's a little one called the Wizard's Hat, and it's a volcano that you can literally look at. You're right next to. It's amazing, and it's within the lake.
So that's a volcano itself. In the lake?
There's a volcano in the lake, and the lake itself is the center of an old volcano that erupted about 7,000 years ago.
What?
Exactly. So I'm thinking to myself, could you imagine it's Mount Malanoa, something, I don't know, I'm messing it up, but Malaloa, something like that.
Sounds right.
Yeah, exactly. Can't spell that. But yeah, I'm guessing before that mountain exploded 7,000 years ago, it had to be taller than Everest. It had to be something crazy huge. You know what I mean? Because where we were at the top of it. If you can imagine a volcano, right? And then that erupts, it now becomes this, right? So this is the part that was missing. You know, when Mount St. Helens erupted, that it looked like this, and then like half of it came off. Do some
geometry.
Exactly, to figure out where
similar triangles.
Exactly, just some trigonometry here, guys. Cosine of the angle. Sokotoa, was it Sokotoa?
Sokotoa, that was the name of the mountain. Actually,
yeah, exactly. So we'll call it Sokotoa Mountain. But anyway, and that was the W that we were there. Crater Lake. I highly recommend it if you ever stop in Oregon. Beautiful, beautiful. L of the week. All right, this is kind of sad, man. It's getting out of hand. I never thought people, you see it on TV and you see on YouTube and stuff like, oh no, Karen did this. Karen stops a girl from selling water bottles. to go to Disney, something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Karen stops black family from barbecuing in a public park.
Yeah.
Like
Karen asks black person that has a towel where the receipt is for the towel. It's ridiculous.
In the person's shower. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's getting ridiculous, bro. And I never thought, I knew that these people were out there. I've seen them. I've been behind them in lines in grocery stores and stuff. But I never thought, and I'm polite with them because they're nice people. Typically, they're nice people. And let me tell you something. Typically, when you speak to them with my accent right now, like, hello, good morning, how are you? You know what I mean? Very nice people to you. And there's nothing wrong with them. A lot of times I think they're scared. You know what I mean? But that's another topic. Let me get into the story. I had an interaction with a Karen, bro. Mrs. Karen came to see me. Mrs. Karen herself, dog. In the middle of Crater Lake, bro. She was the bomb that exploded the crater. So what happened was we're at the gift shop at Crater Lake. We had just finished eating. Finished my changing my son's diaper, and we're standing by this little shaded area that's right in front of the gift shop. And I'm there with my two boys and my girl, you know what I mean? And we're out there, and my dog, right? Crucial. Now, my dog, his name is Quesito, Little Cheese is what I call him, you know what I mean? You can't take that. There's no rapper out there that can be called Little Cheese. If you're already called Little Cheese, stop it. You know what I mean? Change the name. No, but anyway, Cheese was out there, and Cheese is, dude, I tell you, Cheese was a Rasta in his previous life. For sure. He was friends with Bob Marley. I'm telling you, the dude is chill, bro. Just relax. Just like, yeah, peace and love, man. What's going on here, bro? What's happening? Very nice guy, my dog. Like, he's never gone up to a dog. I've never heard him bark. I've heard him bark like twice. And it was because somebody like had stepped on him or something crazy. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay, you know. Anyway, so we're out there in Crater Lake, and I'm taking care of the dog. And we're by this big tree that's giving us a very nice shade, right? And we're also, there's a building right there, like one of these like school trailers that they have there that's also giving us a little bit of a shade. And my girl is standing right there, and I'm standing next to the tree. And my son is standing close to me. He's just kind of like throwing a ball around. I tell my girl, there's like a tram that gives you a tour. I tell my girl, hey, I'm going to go find out about this tram. Real quick, I'm going to go inside the gift shop. I go in there, I give the dog to my son, right? I take 2 steps away from this tree. Not like away. I didn't walk away from the tree. I'm still in the shade of the tree, okay? This is a 5 or 6 foot tree in diameter. So this shade isn't like, I'm not talking like this is one of those huge Yosemite trees. No. I'm talking like it's just a regular ass pine tree. You know what I mean? You can decorate it for Christmas. You know what I mean? So anyway, I take 2 steps and I give the leash to my son and I say, hey, Bubba, I'm going to go inside here, take care of the puppy, right? And I walk inside, mind my own business. And I come outside, you know, I asked them questions about the tram. I couldn't even get the right answer. I came back with no answer. So I shouldn't have left at all. I come back and I see my girl's really upset. My son is now kind of 10 or 15 feet away from the tree and standing in the sun. And my girl is still where she was, but now she's got the baby and the dog, right? And she's all like, no, que esta pendeja, que esto, que lo otro. She's pissed off. You know what I mean? Like something's happened. And I see there's a lady where I was standing earlier, but I didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of this lady. She wasn't nothing, you know. And I go up to my girl and she explains to me what just happened. So what happened was, my son was standing in the shade where I was at, but I told you I was like 2 feet away from the center of the shade, right? But still in the shade, within the shade. And my son was there. And then this lady comes over with her dog and stands in the middle of the shade where I was standing, but next to my dog and my son, and tells my son, get your dog away from me. Get your dog away from me. Like yelling at him, right? And with the tone, right? So if she would have said, excuse me, I'm really tired. I really need this shade. Oh my God, my dog is violent. Anything. Can you please step away? I'm so sorry. Whatever. But she heard us. I don't know why. She sees our brown faces. Look at it. You know what I mean? She sees it. So she's like, get your dog away from me. Get your dog away. And my son pulls my dog, right? Her dog is going crazy. I'm not there for this, but this is why I was just going crazy to the point that my son gets burnt, right? Because he's pulling my dog back because to keep him safe from this other dog. And he gets burnt on the leash, right? My dog doesn't run, bro. My dog is the weakest, most... He has his feet like this, dude. You know what I'm telling you? You guys, I'll put a picture. I'll send you a picture so people can picture this little cheese, bro. I'm telling you, he's not an aggressive dog at all. He doesn't even bark. And my wife sees this. You know what I mean? And she's like, "Hey, you don't talk to our kid. Like my son isn't her blood or whatever, but you know this is her stepson. You know she has to step up. You know what I mean? And she does. Hey, you can't talk to him like that. We were here first. I'm sorry, we were here first. And she's like, and you bitch or whatever. Starts yelling at my woman, right? And she's like, listen, lady, if we were talking in Spanish right now, I would put you exactly where you need to stand in your place. Right there, I'll put you there. But I'm a chill for a second. I'm gonna be right here. You know what I mean? Not too far, because she didn't want to keep. She wanted to bother her a little bit. She told my son, "Hey, give me the dog." So she stood right there next to her. And then my wife tells me what happened. Right? I go over, I grab the dog, and I stand where I was. Now, to anybody watching. Okay, first of all, this isn't what you should do. This is not what you should do. Avoid conflict at all costs. You know what I mean? But she had stepped at not just my son, but my wife, who's carrying my other son and holding my dog. You're messing with my whole family, dude. Mm-hmm. My whole bloodline, brother. You know what I mean? This is my legacy right here. So I'm going to make you feel a little uncomfortable without saying a word. So I stood in the shade. You know what I mean? I saw her wearing red, white, and blue and a little American flag on her hat. You know what I mean? I don't need to wear red, white, and blue to be an American. Okay? I don't need that, bro. That's in my blood right here. Red, white, and blue right here, bro. Okay? And the Dominican flag's also red, white, and blue. So I got a lot of... But you know what else I am, bro? I'm an earthling, man. So we need to stop this whole, I'm this, I'm that. Nah, bro, I'm an earthling, man. Anyway, so I took my dog and I stood in front of the shade. Boom. And as I'm walking over there, I'm getting close to the shade and she's all like, get your dog away from me, asshole. Get your dog away from me, you son of a bitch. Get your dog away from me, asshole. And the dog, right? My dog is like, me and my dog are making the same exact face. We're like this. We're like. Like this, right? And I got glasses on, so I take my glasses off and her dog is going crazy. She's like holding her dog back. It's a little fat little dog. It looks like a really tall corgi. You know the corgis that have like these little feet but they're really fat? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? She looked like a little bit longer feet corgi. And the dog's like going crazy, bro. You know what I mean? You know, making those sounds and everything, and the lady's like, get away from me, asshole! Get away from him! And I'm like, oh my God. Listen, ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. I'm not cussing. And she's cussing at me. Get the fuck away from me. Like, really loud, bro. Everyone's listening to this. Take my glasses off, and I'm looking at her, right? And I say, excuse me, ma'am. I wanted to make sure I started off with a ma'am. I said, excuse me, ma'am. I'm not cussing at you at all. And I see that American flag that you're wearing right there. And this is a free country. We were standing here first. And I'm like over here and she's all like, I don't give a fuck, asshole. I don't wait for me, asshole. And then she says to me, my dog, if I'm gonna let my dog go and it's gonna bite your dog. Because her dog's like double the size of my dog. You know what I mean? And I'm like, and it's not an aggressive dog. I'm telling you, it's just a tall corgi. Mm-hmm. Okay? And I'm like, lady, your dog bites my dog, and I'm kicking the shit out of your dog. Yeah. I'm kicking the shit, like straight face. I'm kicking the shit out of your dog. You know what I mean? Just like that, bro. And I looked at the camera just to make sure people know. Like, that's the face that it was. I'm kicking the shit out of your dog, bro. And I would never kick the shit out of any dog. You know what I mean? But this was the Hitler of dogs, okay? Trust me, guys. If this dog had opposable thumbs, he would have done very bad things in life. So I told her that, and then I was about to start walking away, and a guy looked like a nice guy, redheaded guy, looked like Ron Weasley if he was like a hiking guy that went, comes over and says, "Hey guys, let's calm down." I was like, "Oh, yeah, man, don't worry about it, man. I was about to head out over here." And this lady says to complete 180, stops and says, "Oh, I'm so sorry, sir. I'm so sorry, sir."
Oh my God.
I just turn around and I say, "Oh, you apologize to the white man." Bro, I felt like I was in like the middle of 1965. You know what I mean? I'm just all like, no, this is the civil rights movement. I was really upset, especially with all the news of the talking about Civil War, all these people talking about Civil War and all this stuff. Bro, you want to start the Civil War right now? What are you doing, lady? Why are you doing this to us? You know what I mean? We're supposed to unite the states of America. You know what I mean? And hopefully unite this world. And that's what happened to me. That was the conclusion of it. We just went around the park and I just wanted to vent that out.
That's crazy, man.
I can't believe it, man.
Yeah, I see all the Karens online, and I can't believe they're really out there.
I've seen them online. I've seen them on the line at the grocery store, but they finally got on my line, bro, in real life.
That's nuts, man. I wish you could have got on film.
I wish I would have. I thought I was looking it up on YouTube. I was hoping somebody was gonna be like Crater Lake Karen, Crater Lake Karen. And listen, Crater Lake Karen, link up if you're listening right now. Crater Lake Karen,
come on the pod.
Come on the pod. Let's talk about this. And I don't want to. Yeah, and I told her because I was really upset towards the end. I was all like, please. I told her, find your husband. Where's your husband? You know what I mean? And then me and my
he left. He tries to spend as little time with her as possible.
I think that's what we were saying, bro. He was probably listening behind the tree. Dude, he's all like, "Oh, I don't want to. She kind of deserves this, actually, guys. It's okay." And as we turned around the tree, bro. Now, okay, I'm not saying. Obviously, you're Caucasian and you're a good friend of mine. But I turned around that tree and there were a lot of Caucasian people looking at me, not so nice, let's just say. And let me just say that I wasn't screaming loud. So nobody could hear what I was saying to her. Nobody could. So they could have just imagined what I was saying based on what she was saying to me. Get away from me, asshole. Get away from me, you son of a bitch. Bro, I'm telling you, it was the most horrible thing. Now, since we do have a special guest here, do you mind if I ask him if he wants to comment on anything?
Sure.
Do you want to say anything about what happened that day? Yesterday. Huh? No? Okay. He's good. But yeah, so pretty crazy.
That's nuts, man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
L of the week for sure.
L of the week for sure, man. Another L of the week from another person. Do you know who Fernando Tatis Jr. is? Shifting the conversation.
Is he the Dominican player?
He is Dominican.
Wait, is he the one I was talking about how he hit a grand slam and he had to apologize for it?
Exactly.
That's ridiculous. Because there's like this unwritten rule apparently in baseball where if you're up, I think, 7? If you're up 7 and the bases are loaded and you're winning, you're not supposed to hit the ball. Like, what the fuck? This is the dumbest thing in the world.
It's not just if the bases are loaded. It's if you have a runner in scoring position and you're up by like a large lead past the 7th inning. It's like, oh, you don't want to beat them down. And also because the coach of the Padres used to work for the Rangers. So that's why he was kind of like, the rule was more implemented. Because if it's a rivalry team, they don't give up. Man, they're just like, yo, put that beating on them.
Yeah.
But that was ridiculous, right? And he had to apologize for that. So
that's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah.
And they get bonuses and stuff based on how many home runs they hit. So you're literally asking this guy to give up his own money and salary for this stupid rule. That's dumb. It's so stupid. Anyway,
did I tell you? So a couple of things. It's funny that what you remember about him is him apologizing. Yeah. Because actually, the reason why I bring him up is because he's doing a little bit more apologizing, bro. Uh-oh. It's not good. It's not good, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know where people stand on this, and I am not as critical. I love baseball. Okay, I love baseball since I was a little kid. I'm not as critical of this as other people, but he just got popped for PEDs.
Oh.
And he had to apologize, and he's got suspended for 80 games.
Wow.
That's 8-0.
Wow. That's a lot of games.
That's a lot of games, dude. And the reason I'm upset, all right, man, let me tell you something. I took a couple college classes where they talk about the expansion to the West, right? And they mentioned, as an example, they mentioned the expansion to the Caribbean islands, and they mentioned Cuba, Puerto Rico, the island of Haiti, La Hispaniola. I'm like, how do you mention the island of Haiti, La Hispaniola, which is the name of the island?
It's the same island.
And it's the same island, and not mention the Dominican Republic. It was like a chapter in one of these books, and I was just like, what the heck? And you know what? The Dominican Republic, I just never hear it mentioned. You know what I mean? Oh, it's an actress. Oh, the Latin actress. I'm like, no, she's Dominican. Be specific, right? No, but Fernando Tatis Jr., on the article that I was reading, they were real specific about saying the Dominican baseball player popped for PED, just like Sammy Sosa. Like, I'm like, come on, dude. Like, why y'all got to be like that? You know what I mean? Side note, just on Fernando Tatis, close kind of on this. Fernando Tatis' dad, Fernando Tatis Sr., or just Fernando Tatis, I saw him play. This is the craziest part. So I don't know how old Fernando Tatis Jr. is, but I saw Fernando Tatis' dad play in the Dominican major leagues with David Ortiz, Big Papi from Boston, the Red Sox, and this other guy named Nafi Perez, who Nafi Perez was my favorite baseball player at the time. He was a shortstop for my favorite team, the Tigres del Licey. And Fernando Tatis' dad, as far as I know, is the only person. You know what a grand slam is, right?
Yeah.
You know.
A home run with bases loaded.
Yeah. He's the only person to hit 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
In 1 inning? I thought you were going to say in a game.
Yeah, exactly. Everybody expects that. In 1 inning, bro. And I was watching that game, dude.
Holy shit.
Yeah, dude. It was insane, bro.
Wow.
I'll show it to you one day, but yeah, he used to play for St. Louis against the Dodgers, and I was in LA because I was living in LA. You guys see it here, Dodgers.
Nice.
You know what I mean? And I remember watching him. I think Albert Pujols was playing for the Cardinals at the time, and I was a little kid, and Fernando Tatis came up to bat, and he hit the first grand slam, and I was all like, oh my God, that was crazy. I went, I made a waffle, I made some chocolate milk, I came back, and it was, and I saw the bases were about to be loaded again. I don't know who was in front of him, but he got walked or something, and I'm like, how crazy would it be if he hits another grand slam? What inning is it? Boom, hits another grand slam, bro. 2 grand slams in 1 inning.
That's nuts.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy.
Baseball's insane. The craziest things.
Yeah, baseball is one of the sports where talent, or not talent, but like the outcome of games is the least decided on how good the teams are.
Yes.
Right? Like you can have 2 mismatched teams and the underdog could actually win.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Compared to basketball where like you're kind of just screwed.
Nah,
like one guy can win a game of basketball.
Yeah, put LeBron in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you could have the best college team with the most coordination, best coaching, everything, really good athletic people. But you put LeBron, KD, AD together, a little bit of Kawhi Leonard here, a little CP3 there. Boom, bro. You're winning on everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about, random, I'm sorry, I'm going on a rant. Can I keep going?
Mm-hmm.
No. Another thing I want to talk about was just random. You know Jennifer Lopez?
Yeah.
Did you know she got married? You know she's not Jennifer Lopez anymore.
I thought she got married like 7 times.
Bro, yes, of course. She's been married a million times, bro. Holy crap. But that's the thing. So every time she gets married, I always know her to be Jennifer Lopez. She's just Jennifer Lopez. She's not Jennifer Lopez anymore, bro. She's Jennifer Affleck.
Wow.
So this is for the first time that she changes her name in a marriage. So I don't know what that means.
Damn.
I don't know if she's just trying to, because I think what happened was, I don't think it's that she's serious. Because that's what she wants people to think, oh, maybe she's serious with him. Maybe, oh, this is the one. This is the time. Right? Nah, bro. What happened is all like, yo, just me getting married isn't enough publicity. Just like people expect that.
It's just a routine at this point.
No, it's September. They expect me to be married by now. Okay, I should have been married by July. You know what I mean? Like, no. So this time I'm gonna actually change my name. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Did you know that when Jennifer and Ben Affleck were together and they were engaged, and he got her like a $2.5 million diamond ring, pink diamond ring, the last time they actually broke up before they got to get married.
Oh my goodness.
So, and now
you get the ring back?
Yeah. Nah, here you go. No, bro. She's got all those Thanos, bro. We talked about this. She's about to freaking make us disappear. If J-Lo wanted to, she'd be like, boom. I was really rooting for A-Rod, Alex Rodriguez. I was all like, yeah, A-Rod, a Dominican to tie her down. You know
I didn't know A-Rod's Dominican.
Oh, bro, come on, bro. Don't take my guys. Don't take my guys. This reminds me of that Dave Chappelle skit, The Race Draft.
Yeah.
Where it's all like, what was it? Black people drafted. The black delegation wants to take Tiger Woods.
Oh,
and then
yeah.
Tiger Woods was like,
and then the Asian people, I think they got Wu-Tang Clan.
The Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. They got the whole Wu-Tang Clan. That was great. That was a great episode. Dave Chappelle, man. He's a genius, man.
Yeah. Comedic genius.
Probably my favorite comedian.
Yeah. He's up there. Probably like my top 3. Mitch Hedberg.
Oh, my God. Mitch Hedberg is hilarious. What was that Mitch Hedberg joke? Well, I mean, he has a million of them.
He used to say, like, I used to do drugs. I still do, but I used to too.
Oh, my God, bro. He's the best.
Yeah, it's great stuff.
And I think he really was nervous. I don't think it was like an act. I think he was really legitimately nervous the whole time.
I think he was just high all the time.
Or that.
Yeah.
You know
Which
what
probably
I mean?
made him nervous. Yeah.
Exactly. It's a combination of both things. You know what I mean? High and nervous.
Yeah. R.I.P.
I know, man. Rest in power. Dude, you were telling me something about China.
Oh, yeah. So you want to go back to the real estate thing?
Yeah.
So we have our problems with real estate in America, but it's nothing compared to what's going on in China right now.
Of course. I mean,
so last year, a couple years ago now, remember Evergrande? You ever heard of that company?
No, what is that?
Evergrande. It was the biggest real estate developer in China, and they went bankrupt. They basically went down. And now it's a lot worse. Like maybe all of the banks will fail.
All of the banks? What?
Yeah. So it's really bad. So like a little backstory on China, they like real estate a lot. It's kind of a cultural thing, you know, like you as a family, you buy real estate. It's how you gain wealth and stuff. 70% of China's wealth is in real estate.
Whoa.
In America, like 35% of our country is in real estate. So a lot more, obviously. And it's so much so that like people will want it for investment. So like they'll buy their primary house that they live in with their family, and then they want to get a second one as an investment, and they'll put down all sorts of money to get it. And the demand for housing is so high that they would get doing lotteries, and your chance of winning the lottery to buy this house was like 1 in like 160 or something ridiculous. So then these banks in China were like, oh, we have a great idea. What if we just sell houses that aren't built yet? And you can, you know, get an investment, you can own a house, and then we'll build it later. So then you put the down payment, and then they use the down payments to start the construction.
Oh, God.
So these people are putting like 30%, 50% down payments on houses that are not built yet.
Not just not built. I mean, they haven't even set a foundation. They haven't done nothing.
And then the banks would say, okay, we're going to use this down payment money to construct these houses. And they fell behind. I mean, the pandemic, a lot of stuff closed. You know, the workers stopped working as much. There were supply chain issues, and these houses weren't being built on time when they said they were going to be built. And also a large portion of these banks' revenue at this point was selling these new houses and down payments.
Dang.
Like that was their strategy, was just to sell more, to get more revenue to pay. But I mean, it doesn't last forever.
That'll only work in like a bull market, bro. We entered a bear market.
That's why these Chinese families want to buy more housing, and why it made sense in their mind to buy this investment property that wasn't built yet, because real estate always goes up.
Yeah.
It's, you know, it always increases. So like they thought it would be cheaper to buy it now than to buy it in the future.
Yeah.
But the problem is now, as 2022, there's millions of families that are paying mortgages on houses that don't exist
And may not exist. This is
and
monopoly
may never.
house. Yeah, this is a monopoly house.
So yeah, and they're coming together. Millions and millions of people are coming together and just not paying their mortgages. They're boycotting paying their mortgages.
Well, I mean, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't just go, go to the store and just like, here's some money from some strawberries. I'll come back later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, you take the strawberries.
Exactly.
You take what you want.
So
Take what you pay for.
these banks are big time screwed because they have no income now. And
Bank of China cannot,
Yeah, and the Bank of China, so the Chinese government is kind of realizing this, and they're going to try and bail out a lot of these banks, but a lot of economists are saying it's probably not enough. And this crash that they're going to experience is probably going to be worse than 2008 was for us.
Damn.
This is from Reuters.com. I don't know if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
China's property crisis is leaping out of the frying pan and into the fire. Home buyers in 22 cities are refusing to make mortgage payments on unfinished homes. The rare protest extends the risk of defaults from offshore developer bonds to banks with, get this number, $6 trillion of mortgages.
Moly.
$6 trillion.
I can't imagine that.
That is nuts, dude.
I saw a video that was like, oh, if this rice is $1,000, then this much rice is $1 million. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, this much rice is $1 billion. It was like sacks of rice.
Yeah.
And I'm like, holy crap. You know what I mean? Could you imagine $1 trillion?
It's crazy. I mean, I've seen like the visualization videos with like the $100 bills or whatever stacked up. And they're like, this is 10,000. This is $1 million. And like, this is $1 trillion. And it's like bigger than the Empire State Building. You're like,
oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, imagine $1 trillion, bro.
Yeah, dude, it's crazy. Like how money works is just so ridiculous. Like have you seen that? Like how much debt there is in the world compared to how much money there actually is?
No, I haven't
Just
seen
like
that.
5 times more debt than there even is money. Like how does it even make sense? How does that work?
Yeah. No, that's where the economics professors come in. And you know what? That's whenever there's certain times that you would hear people ask in class, ask certain questions that just made sense. It's like, wait, why is that? Or why is this? Why is that? And it's just, well, in order for us to give paper value, we need to have these calculations and these because that's what we're doing. We're giving paper a relative value based on how much do we have of a resource, which at the time, a long time ago was gold.
Yeah, we used to back it up by gold.
Now it's just like, hey, who has the best military? Okay, you get this much. You get this much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, we're threatened by you? Okay, then we'll give you a little more.
Now it's just fiat currency.
Yeah, man.
It's just based on the government that issued it.
I thought it was like fiat, and I'm all like, BMW currency? Is there like, is there Volkswagen currency? I don't know.
That'd be cool.
What
Fiat actually owns a lot of brands.
Isn't it Lamborghini? They own Lamborghini?
Yeah, I think they own, here, let me look it up real quick. What does Fiat own? They own Alfa Romeo, Chrysler, Dodge, Ferrari, Fiat, of course, Jeep.
Fiat owns Ferrari?
They own Jeep, Maserati, Ram trucks, and SRT.
Fiat owns Ram? Ram is
and Jeep, dude. Jeep is an American
brand.
company, right? Yeah, Dodge.
Isn't Fiat Italian?
Yeah.
So if you're driving a Ram, you're driving a Fiat right now? Wow, that is hilarious. Is Ford isn't owned by anybody, right? That one's still built.
Ford, I think is, yes. I think Ford is just still an American company. One of 2 car companies in America that has not gone bankrupt.
Ford, and what's the other one? GM?
Tesla.
What?
Ford and Tesla are the only 2 in history that haven't gone bankrupt. Yeah,
that's pretty cool, dude.
But dude, you want to hear something crazy about Ford?
Go ahead.
So in World War II, you ever hear about what he did in World War II? He
Talk to me.
Basically funded both sides.
Oh my God!
So a lot of the German trucks, like to Germany, after World War I, they were screwed financially. They had like hyperinflation. People were wallpapering their walls with German marks because they were so worthless.
Wow.
They would have to hand over like life savings for bread.
Wow.
Like it was really, really bad. It became completely worthless.
Horrible.
And so they had to rebuild, and by like late 30s, they were this giant superpower again. It's kind of hard to believe because they had help from other people. And a lot of the German trucks were Ford built. And so, but Ford was also making tanks for the Americans. So he's basically doing a lot of like the rich elite people were doing
good
this
quality
at the time.
product.
They were making it for both sides. So whoever won, they kind of won. You know what I mean? But this is a really crazy story. When the tides turned of the war and we were invading Germany and starting to bomb Germany a lot more, we Americans were bombing the crap out of Germany. Like they leveled Berlin. They bombed a Ford factory that was in Germany. Ford sued the American government for bombing his factory that was in Germany, and he won. He won the lawsuit.
Well,
that's crazy.
They should have asked for permission. Hey, listen, if you would have told me you were going to bomb
Can we bomb Germany?
Well, not that factory.
Pretty nuts, man. Pretty nuts.
It's insane. And dang, I was just about to tell you a positive story about Ford, but now that I know that...
Dude, tell me.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm into RC planes.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the two brothers that started... like the AMA, I don't know if they started the AMA, which is the Academy of Modern Aeronautics, of Model Aeronautics. There were two twin brothers, and they were just flying. They made a model plane. They put a little motor into it. They spun, they didn't put a motor in. They put like a propeller on it that they carved out of wood with some rubber bands in order to get, propulsion, power. And they would throw it, and they were playing around with it and doing all this with it. And they evolved into putting a little motor into a plane, but it didn't have ailerons. It only had a rudder. So it only was turning. It would go up in the air, and it would come around. And there was a kid in the neighborhood who was really impressed with everything they were doing. And he came over, is all like, oh, my grandfather would really like to see this, what you guys are doing. And their grandfather was Henry Ford.
What?
Yeah, and he was like really interested in the RC plane. So he helped in a way design some of their RC planes.
Wow.
Yeah, like he funded a little bit of it. And so Henry Ford he's in everything, dude.
Yeah, definitely great at designing and production of things, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he's like the whole reason we have factories and stuff set up the way they are. So,
yep.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a plane that I kind of want. I know there's people that have recreated. I think it's called the Hercules. A very famous actor. I'm gonna have to look it up to actually show you, but it's a plane that only flew
C-130?
No, it's had C-130 rolling down the strip. You remember that song through boot camp?
No.
You didn't sing that song?
No, we didn't sing that one.
C-130 rolling down the strip.
No.
Was it 398 gonna take a little trip?
Maybe. Maybe
that was
once,
like a PT
but I don't
song.
remember that one. No.
But I think it was called the Hercules. It flew on the Hudson River for like 2 or 3 minutes. Or a couple. I'm looking it up. The Hercules plane. But it's just an amazing... Nah, dude. All right, forget it. We'll cut this because I can't remember the name of the plane. It's just a beautiful plane. The point of the story is that it flew for a little bit, and so much money was spent on it. Sorry if you didn't hear me there. So much money was spent on it, and such a cool thing. And it was meant for the war, and it was never used.
Man.
Yeah. And that's it. And then Ford, though, because it's not about making the biggest thing. It's not about making the coolest thing. It's about making the most efficient thing. What is the thing that's going to, hey, if it breaks down, I'll be able to fix it quickly. Or I'll be able to make a bunch of these things quickly. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know what it's called, the Hercules. Oh my God, it's going to kill me. But this plane would have, yes, taken a bunch of cargo, one flight. We would have taken hundreds of men and dropped them off wherever. But we only got to make one, and it only flew for like 30 meters or something like that. Whereas Ford, he'll make you this little truck that you can throw off of a freaking ceiling and it's still gonna run.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so.
Yeah, that's the way to go. If you can make a lot of them and they work, like,
make it efficient.
Like what Russia was doing in World War II.
Yeah.
They were just like sending tanks out of the line. They weren't painted. Some of them didn't even have like roofs on them. Some of them like, if they could just roll and shoot, they would just send him out there. Because that works.
Yeah. Give him some vodka in case he gets shot, and then let him go. Sir, it does not have the right panel. Like, is it the correct panel or the right panel on the right side? Because either way, let him go.
Really? Dude, Stalin said, like, actual quote from Stalin, he said, "We have more people than Germany has bullets, so we will win."
Whoa.
Yeah, because that was his strategy, was just to send as many people as he could.
Dude, Stalin was a crazy motherfucker.
Well, more evil than Hitler, honestly.
There's a great movie. Yes, for sure. There's a great movie called The Death of Stalin.
Oh, I think I've heard of it. I gotta watch that.
Oh, dude, it's a great comedy, bro. Yeah. Great comedy.
Oh, it's comedy.
Yes, but it's a comedy based. Well, it's only a comedy because the truth was hilarious. So they're acting, they're reenacting what actually happened. But what actually happened was extremely funny, and I'm sure they actually exaggerated some things. And the actors that are playing these roles are, I mean, just gold. So if you haven't seen it, go watch it. It used to be on Netflix, and now you probably have to pay for it because it's.
I gotta watch that, man.
Oh yeah, highly recommend it. Death of Stalin.
I'm not gonna pay for it. I'm gonna look 1, 2, 3 movies.
Yeah, do your thing. And I'm gonna do your thing. Highly recommend that.
Yeah, I watched. What other movie did I watch? I watched Blade Runner the other day. Have you ever seen Blade Runner?
Is that with Will Ferrell?
No, Harrison Ford.
No, the original.
Yeah, I watched the original because I want to watch the newer one, and then Alex said I gotta watch the older one.
But, yeah.
It was good, man. It was one of those where I kind of like looked up after the movie, like, what was the meaning of this scene or whatever? Because I was like, whoa, that was like, it was a lot deeper of a movie than I thought it was gonna be.
Oh yeah,
I guess. Yeah.
I mean, I saw that movie a long time ago. I didn't see the next one. I saw it as a kid, with my dad. I think it was. It was just a movie that was playing on TV. Great movie. Did you get to see what's it called? Ray Bradbury Theater? I told you about Ray Bradbury's theater.
Yeah,
the author from Fahrenheit 451.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Bro, you really need to watch that too. If you like that Blade Runner, the classic movie, you're going to like Ray Bradbury's theater too. I mean, he shows, it's very futuristic, but yet classic. The way it was filmed, you can tell, okay, this is an 80s movie, but I like their futuristic idea. I like the idea of the future that we had back in the 80s.
Yeah.
Like Back to the Future.
Man, they all thought that early 2000s, like by this point, we were going to have the crazy shit.
How disappointing.
Yeah, man.
For them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they were crazy optimistic about the future.
No wonder the boomers are always mad. It's like,
they're like, how do we not have flying cars?
Yeah, they're upset.
Yeah,
they're upset that we got lazy.
Big expectations for things.
Well, how do you expect us to keep creating stuff when the stuff that we've already made works already so well? Like, look at our laptop, bro. It's equally as easy for me to start looking up a YouTube video about cats as it is for me to look up a YouTube video about calculus. You know what I mean? Or a YouTube video about RC planes.
Yeah.
And a YouTube video about calculus. Which one am I going to look up? The RC planes video.
It's like if you have a bunch of donuts and a bunch of carrots, like what are we going to eat?
Yeah, you got to really like carrots.
Like, you got to have some crazy discipline. Like you could force yourself to eat the carrots, but if they're both there, like let's be realistic.
Nah, bro. And then you know what? You might have a carrot cake donut there and you'll fool yourself and try to fool everybody. Oh, it's a carrot cake. It's the best of both worlds.
It's carrot cake. It's good for me.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? Like that's how we are, dude. As humans, we try to like rationalize things just to give ourselves like a reason to do that bad thing that we want to do. You know what I mean? So
we're very good at rationalizing for sure.
Oh Lord.
Yeah. Very adaptable as well.
Anyway, though, you got anything else you want to say?
No, really. No. Just talk about China, real estate stuff, and yeah.
I think I touched on everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, listen, Crater Lake Karen.
You should put a missed connections post on Craigslist about her.
A misconnection?
You know what missed connections
are?
No,
tell me, what is that?
Missed connections is when like strangers will meet in public, usually like a guy and a girl, and they'll be like, they'll describe, they'll have like a good encounter. Maybe like they felt like it was love at first sight or something, and they'll post it. because they didn't exchange numbers, they didn't get names, and they're like, oh, misconnection. So they put it out on Craigslist, hoping that the other person will find them. That'd be a great segment, by the way. We should actually read some of those too, because some of them are really funny.
Okay, next episode we're reading misconnections, and then we're writing our misconnection for Crater Lake Karen.
Yes,
because I want. I want to have that connection with her. So you get her on the pod.
There was some fire in your eyes.
Yeah.
You called me a fucking asshole several times.
I saw the MAGA in your eyes.
You had this lovely dog that looked like it wanted to eat
Oh
me.
my God. Yeah. That dog was violent, bro. It was all like, the dog was telling me with his mouth, get away, asshole. And I was all like, Jesus, dog. You know, you got a Colgate smile, but you need to brush your teeth. You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah, man. So peace and love, everybody. Continue on. On the way to the trip, I said, hey, what was it I said? I said, let's be safe, have fun, and be happy. Let's be safe, have fun, and be happy.
It's a good one.
I think those are 3 good things.
It's very good things, yeah.
Those are 3 good things. Be safe, have fun, be happy. You know what I mean? You're doing those things, you're living a good life.
For sure.
Yeah, we'll add on those. 3
pillars of the good life.
Right? Yeah, exactly. It's a triangle, you know what I mean? So SOHCAHTOA.
The good life triangle.
Yeah. The signs over the Cadmus hypotenuse. Mm-hmm. I know what it is, guys. Don't put it on the comments. There's no comment. All right, cool.
All right, man. Yeah, peace out, everybody. Thanks for listening.
The scene is safe.
Scene safe.